Hi. So, you may remember me from such films as Trump the Werewolf Hunter, or which is one of my iconic films. Thank you very much. Or great films as George Washington versus George Bush. The Bush or the Georges versus movie, which is very popular among the kids today. But before I was a great action sci-fi guy, I was a nerd. A big, huge, freaking nerd. Which I still am. Just saying. But today is a new today is the premiere episode of When Superheroes Turn. Now, we're going to look at some superheroes that have turned. And our first superhero that we are going to review today is Homelander from The Boys. Now, you may be asking yourselves, why are we reviewing Homelander from The Boys? Well, I'll tell you. The Boys, as a great comic book series and run, it's it showcases the mental psyche of a superhero's turn. See, when I was a kid, we had this thing called When Animals Attack, but this is far from When Animals Attack. Now, I don't know if you guys remember or whatnot, but when superheroes turn, two things we must take a look at. One, what made them turn against the human race? Well, we have some eyewitness accounts of why a superhero would turn. And just like Homelander in The Boys, we're going to look at those things. Now, why? Now, I'm with a special guest today. And it's his first time on this very new episode, on this very, very new show called When Superheroes Attack. Now, I'm going to bring my guest on and have him explain why superheroes attack. After these messages, I'll be right back. We will be right back. Stay tuned. Thank you. Welcome back. Now, I'm with a very, very, very special guest, and it is my great privilege to introduce Nikki Bobby. I don't know. Hello, my name is Nikki Bobby, and I am a superhero psychiatrist. Now, I have studied superheroes in their form and their glory. Now, I'm going to explain why superheroes may turn on the human race. Like, for example, Homelander. Now, when we are analyzing Homelander, we must look at the main two factors of why a superhero may turn. Well, we get a mention of his childhood, as you will, and now it is clear in the show that his Homelander's childhood is of a lab rat, if you will. Now, he says he wasn't raised by a mother or a father. He had no parents to ground him in these emotional states, to help him on the right path of justice and victoriousism and righteousness, because we all know a great superhero must be righteous. And another factor, let me just take a lovely little sip of my water. Now, another factor into this is love. He was not given the proper love that he needed to extend his love. And he might have just been like, you know what? I've had it with all this saving and hurrah, hurrah. And that might be why we have him turning on the human race. Why we see him crushing heads in while he's getting his junk rubbed. Now, it is no excuse for why a superhero might turn, but we must understand why a superhero might turn. Now, is it right for a superhero to turn? No, it is never right for a superhero to turn. But there is more evidence that shall be looked at when we have more evidence and when we see more of Homelander's vile, cruel, psychopathic ways of turning into a villain than going back to being a hero. Okay? Now I do not agree with anything Homelander has done so far in The Boys, but we must analyze his actions. Okay? We must analyze his actions, and we must also understand his childhood in the process. Wow, analyzing the process. Interesting. Well, that is it for our very first episode of When Superheroes Attack, or when that does it for When Superheroes Turn. I'm your host, Kevin Michael, and it's been an honor. See you next time when our next hero our next episode that we will be reviewing is Omni-Man from Invincible. Power or Mad Alien? That is going to be on the next episode of When Superheroes Turn. Anyways, that's all for me. Have a good night. Have a good day. And don't turn. Be victorious and keep the honor strong. Thank you. Bye.